Have you seen that word before? That's a pretty useful word. It's used quite a bit.
No, sir.
Okay. Well, we've seen it in many different books actually, and that's when you can hear something, but there's something blocking it, so it's not clear. So, like for example, if I cover my mouth, my hand is blocking my mouth. Maybe you can't understand me very well. That's a muffled voice. There's something blocking my voice.
Yes,
So you can hear it, but you can't really hear it clearly. Do you understand?
yes, yes,
That's a pretty common word, actually. Uh, can you see the example sentence that we have up here?
yes.
What is it? Can you read it?
Okay. He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was covering his mouth.
What is a scarf? Do you know?
Scarf means like cloth.
Okay. What is the scarf for?
It's covering mouth.
Okay, like I'll just show you a picture in case anybody watching doesn't know what a scarf is. This is a scarf. But that can cover, like you said, that can cover your mouth
Yes, yes, yeah.
to protect your face a little bit or your mouth. Okay. So do you understand that sentence? He spoke in a muffled tone because the scarf was covering his mouth. So maybe it was not easy to
Yes, yeah, because he covered his mouth with a scarf.
Yeah, and the way it sounds is muffled like this. That's muffled. It makes the noise.
Y-
Is
Yes,
that pretty clear?
yes, clear.
Okay. Now, if we take the first four words, can you say the first four words of that sentence?
He spoke in
Okay. What is the biggest word? What is the most important word in that phrase?
spoke
Spoke. Okay. So if that's a very important word, how does it sound?
is a high tone.
Well, we're not doing music yet. First, we're just finding the rhythm. We'll talk about music a little bit later. But right now, we just need to find the big, small rhythm. So, how should
Yes,
spoke sound?
S- spoke.
Yeah. So, and the other words are very small. He's spoken a,
Yeah, he spoke in
spoken a, longer. Make the vowel sound longer. He's spoken a.
he spoke in
Okay. Now, the word muffled, is that an important word? Well, let's do muffled tone together. Muffled tone. In that phrase, muffled tone, which word is more important?
is muffled.
Muffled, because it's an adjective. Usually, the adjective will be more important than the noun. Okay, and
Yeah.
which syllable in muffled has the accent?
Muffled,
Muffled,
muff,
muffled,
muff, muff,
muff. Okay,
muff. Yeah.
muff. All right. So now we're just building our big, small rhythm. He spoke in a muffled tone.
He spoke in a muffled tone.
Okay. Uh, what about the next three words? What are the next three words in that phrase?
Is, uh, because it's a scarf.
Okay. Because his scarf. And what do you think, if you had to identify at least one important word in that phrase, what do you think it should be?
It's a scarf.
Scarf. Okay. So we'll make that. So if that's important, we'll say it like an important word, and we'll say scarf.
Scarf.
And this, how will you pronounce because his? They're not important. So how do they sound in a phrase?
So because it's because it's
Becauses. How would
because it's
uh-huh. How will you say these words? Because his scarf was. How will you say those words together?
because it's a scarf was a
Mhm.
scarf was
Because his scarf was. Because his scarf was.
because it's a scarf was.
He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was.
He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was.
Okay, is it spoke or spoke?
He spoke.
Mhm. He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was.
He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was.
Okay. Now, the last three words, what are the last three words in this phrase, in this sentence?
As covering his mouth.
Can you identify the important words in that phrase?
As mouth.
Okay. I think maybe also covering.
Yes.
Okay, so in that word covering, where is the accented syllable?
Covering. Is
Covering.
a
Co-
cob.
covering.
Cob.
Co-
Cob.
okay, covering. Covering.
Covering.
Okay. And then also the word mouth.
As
Covering is mouth.
covering.
Covering is mouth.
Covering his mouth.
hmm He spoke in muffled tone because his scarf was covering his mouth.
He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was covering his mouth.
hmm Spoke, muffled, scarf, covering, mouth.
Spoke, muffled, scarf, covering mouth.
He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was covering his mouth.
He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was covering his mouth.
Okay, now, how many phrases do you think we could divide this sentence into?
As a two.
Two? What are the two phrases?
Yeah. He spoke in a muffled tone,
Okay,
the first,
okay.
and the next is because his scarf was covering his mouth.
All right. Now, how do you want this to sound? Do you want this to sound happy or do you want this to sound serious?
So, is serious? Let's
Serious?
serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how will this final part of the phrase sound? Muffled tone.
So, high, low and high.
Well, high. If it will finish low because it's the end of a phrase, and the end of a phrase will normally sound pretty low. But now,
Yeah.
if you start these words high, that would sound friendlier or nicer. And but if you start this phrase low, then it will sound more serious. So it's all low here. Muffled tone.
Yes.
Muffled tone.
Muffled, muffled tone
But how will the whole phrase start? Will that start low or high?
is a high.
Because most phrases do start high. So he spoke in a
Yeah.
muffled tone.
He is spoken in a muffled tone.
Okay. Now, how about the next phrase? Do you want this to sound serious or do you want this to sound serious or nice and friendly? How would you like it to sound?
It's a serious.
Serious? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the final part will all be low. There won't be any high tones. It will all just be low because you want to sound serious. But it will start high because most phrases start high. Because his scarf was covering his mouth.
Because his scarf was covering his mouth.
He spoke in muffled tone because his scarf was covering his mouth.
He spoke in a muffled tone because his scarf was covering his mouth.
Okay. Uh, can you make a why he speak in muffled tone question?
Why, why did he speak in a muffled tone?
Okay. And what is the most important word in your question?
He said, why?
So, how does
Why?
it sound? If that's an important word, how does it sound?
So why did he speak?
What is the important word?
So why
So, how does that word sound? If it's important, how does it sound?
is a long is a why
Why? Why?
why
So, it's not why.
is a why
Why? How does why plus did plus he? How does that sound?
why did
Why?
he
Make why bigger. Why did he? Why did he? Why did he?
why did he
Why did he speak?
why did he speak?
Why did he speaken?
Why did he speak in?
Why did he speak in muffled tone?
Why did he speak in muffled tone?
Hmm. Okay, and what is the answer?
He spoke in a muffled tone because the scarf was covering his mouth.
Okay, because the scarf was covering his mouth. All right. Okay, let's
Yeah,
move on
because
to our next example, which is to make up for something. This is a very, very common phrasal verb. Have you seen that phrasal verb before?
he, he but I do not know the meaning, but I have seen it. Yeah,
It-
make up
Do you know
for.
what compensate means? What does compensate mean? Are you familiar with that word?
Yeah, yeah, compensate. Yeah, mean if there is any damage, then you have to pay for it.
But it really kind of means like making things equal. So if you have some kind
Y-
of damage, then to make things equal,
Yeah.
somebody has to pay you money, right? To compensate,
Yes,
make things equal,
yes,
right? Do you agree?
yes,
So it
yes.
means like bringing balance. Let's say that it means bringing balance. That might be a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Can you read the example sentence?
Okay, sir. So that the team practiced harder to make up for their performance in the last game.
Okay, what does that mean? What does make up for mean? What do you understand from that sentence?
So in the last game, the team didn't do good performance.
Hmm.
So this time they are making more harder to make up or compensate
Yeah, to
for
be
that
equal,
loss.
because now is like this,
Therefore,
and they want to be equal. They want to compensate. They want to bring balance. That
yeah,
makes sense.
yes,
Okay, it's a very, very common
yeah.
phrasal verb. It's used all the time. Okay, can you read the first four words of that phrase?
The the team practiced harder.
Okay, the team practiced harder. This is hard. What do you think are the important words in that phrase? I have to think about this too. This one's a little bit harder. Team practiced
Yeah,
harder.
yeah, harder
Okay. Now, in that phrase, in that word harder, which syllable has the all of the power?
is a hard,
Okay.
hard, hard.
Har, har,
Mm,
har.
yeah.
Okay. So, how will you read those four words? If harder is your special word, how do all those words sound together?
Okay. The the team practice harder is a harder.
So the team practiced harder.
Yeah. The team practice harder.
Yeah, those other words, the team practice, it sounds like one little word. The team practiced harder.
Yes. The team practice harder
Okay. What are the next four words?
uh, to make up for.
Okay. Now, do you remember yesterday we were talking about if you have a phrasal verb and the preposition seems to have a very close relationship to the object, or
Yes.
then then that should be the word that you emphasize the most. What do you think about here? Do you think that the preposition for and the object have a close relationship?
Yes.
Oh,
The poor.
for,
Poor.
for. Okay, so this will be our big word to make up for.
Yeah. To make up for.
The team practiced harder to make up for.
The team practice harder to make up for.
Hmm. Now let's look at the next three words. Can you read the next three words?
Uh, their their performance. Their poor performance.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For some reason, you always skip that word poor. I noticed you did that a couple of times. I wonder why. But what do you think is the most important word in that phrase?
Is a poor.
Okay, because it's an adjective. Usually, adjectives will be words that you emphasize. Not always, but usually. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so we're just building our big, small rhythm that's very typical of English. The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance. Can you say that?
The team practice harder to make up for their poor performance.
Okay. Can you read the last four words of the phrase?
So in the last game
And in that phrase, what is the most important word?
is a game.
Well, if you have a choice between a noun and an adjective, which word do you think should be more important?
So last.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you can emphasize any word that you
Yeah.
want, but if you have an adjective, you probably would choose the adjective. Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So this is in the last game.
In the last game,
Uh-huh. The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance in the last game.
the team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance in the last game.
Okay, now how many phrases do you think we could divide this sentence into?
So the team practiced to harder. Yeah, the team practiced harder,
Okay,
and next is to make up for their poor performance,
okay.
and the last is the phrase in the last game.
So three phrases.
Yes.
Okay. Now in the first phrase, the team practiced harder. Do you want to sound serious or do you want to sound nice and friendly?
The serious.
Serious? Okay. So how will this last word sound? How will you pronounce the final word of this phrase?
So in low tone.
Tell me. Pronounce it for me.
As a, so harder.
Harder. Harder. Is both low. Both syllables would be low. Harder.
O-
Harder.
Okay, so harder,
Okay.
harder, harder.
Let's let's start with team. How will you pronounce team?
Is a high tone.
Hi. How would so tell me.
The team, the
Team.
team,
The team practiced harder.
the team practice harder.
Okay. So you start high because most phrases will start high and we'll finish
Yeah.
completely low because we want to sound serious. The team practiced harder.
The team practice harder.
Okay. Now let's move on to the next phrase. How do you want to sound? Do you want to sound serious or do you want to sound nice and friendly?
Is serious.
Okay, so how will you pronounce the final two words of this phrase?
The poor performance.
Okay, that sounds pretty high. Can you go a little bit lower? Poor performance.
Okay, the poor performance
Okay, how will you start the phrase?
is a high tone.
Hi. To make up for, oh wait, actually, for it would be the important word to say hi. To make up for their poor performance.
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 The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance.
The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance.
Okay, and in the final phrase, in the last game, how would you like to sound? Would you like to sound nice and friendly or serious?
It is serious.
Okay, so how will you pronounce the final two words?
So first is the high tone and next is low. So last game.
Well, the word last, which is the most important word in the phrase, if you want to sound serious, that should be pronounced low. Okay, but
Okay,
you
so
can start the phrase you can start the phrase with the unimportant words in a high way. So, in the last game.
in the last game.
Yeah, but
In the last game.
you've only got one important word in this phrase, which is last. So that should be I think
Mm,
where you want to apply a low tone. In the
okay.
last game.
So in the last game.
The team
The
practiced
last game.
harder to make up for the poor performance in the last game.
The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance in the last game.
Okay. Can you make a this will be a hard one, okay? What team make up for? Question. This would be a hard question, I think. What team make up for?
What what did the team uh, uh, pra- make practice for?
What the team make up for? Why does the team
Okay.
make equal? Why does the team have to make some kind of balance? Some kind of equal.
Uh, why why did the team make up for?
Okay, but this is a what question. This is a what question, not a why question. What team make up for? We want to know the object.
Okay. What did the team make up for?
Right. That's right. Say it again.
What did the team make up for?
What is the most important word in your question?
Is what?
What? Okay. How will you pronounce the word what plus did plus the?
What did the?
Okay, but
What did the?
what is important, right? That's an important word.
Is what? Is
What
what?
what did the
Where did the? Did the? Where did the?
what did the team
Where did the team?
we have our two big words. What team for?
What team for?
Those are the big words. What team for?
What team for?
What did the team make up for?
What did the team make up for?
That's right. What did the team make up for? What is the answer?
The team made up for their poor performance in the last game.
By practicing harder.
Yeah. By practicing harder.
Okay. Let's take a look at our next vocabulary words. We're doing four today, if that's okay. uh, if you know, I've seen a lot of people, they get pretty far in English and they don't really use this word or they don't know what it means a lot. So I just, since it was used in the chapter, I thought it would be a good time to remind people of this word afford. Do you know that word afford, Pachu?
Yeah. Yes,
What does it
yes, afford.
what does afford?
Yeah, afford means as someone could not pay their expenses
Hmm.
like that. Yeah.
It means to have the ability to pay for something.
Yes.
So if you say
Yeah.
I can't afford, that means I don't have the ability to pay.
Yes.
But if you say I can afford, that means I have the ability to pay. Okay. Can you read the example
Yeah.
sentence?
So they decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford the expense.
Okay, so that makes sense to you. Do you understand the sentence? Is it pretty clear? They didn't have the money. They didn't have
Yes.
the ability to pay
Yeah.
for a vacation. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
If we look at the, let's see, one, two, three, four, five. Let's look at the first five words of the phrase. Can you read the first five words of the phrase?
Yes. So they decided not to go.
Okay. Actually, maybe let's stop with two. I think because we'll run into a problem if we stop on go. So let's stop with two. They decided not to. What do you think?
They decided.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So they decided not to.
What do you think is the most important word in that phrase?
Mm, this not not to
Yeah, I think
not.
it's funny. It's funny because most of the time, not surprisingly, not is usually not an important word here. But for some reason, there must be a reason, like in the construction of it. For some reason here, not is
Yeah.
the obvious word. So, how will you read these four words if not is the important word?
So they decided not to.
They decided not to. They decided
Yeah.
not.
They decided not to.
Okay. Now we have two. We have go plus on, and then vacation.
Yeah.
And do you think in this case is that word on is that a very important word? Is there a very strong connection between on and vacation?
Yes.
They
Yes.
decided not to go on vacation, to go on vacation. Yeah, but it's not a phrasal verb. You know what? I think for two reasons, I think we have to emphasize the word go. I think we're getting into complicated sentences here. The reason,
Yeah.
but the other reason though, I think is because we want to make a big small pattern. And
Yes.
I think emphasizing go works because of the word vacation. Where's the
Yes.
accented syllable on the word vacation?
Vacation. Cation.
K,
CATI.
K,
Cation.
K, K, Cation.
Cation.
Can you say that?
Cation.
Cation, Cation,
Vacation.
vacation,
Vacation.
vacation. They decided not to go on vacation.
They decided not to go on vacation.
Okay. Now the next, let's see, one, two, three, four. The next four words. What are the next four words?
So because they couldn't afford.
Okay, and because they couldn't afford. What do you think is the most
Yeah.
important word in that phrase?
It's afford.
Okay, and which in that word, which syllable has the accent?
Afford. Afford.
Ford,
Afford. Afford.
Ford, 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 Ford.
Afford.
So this sounds like because they couldn't afford.
Yeah. Because they couldn't afford.
Okay. They decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford.
They decided not to go for vacation because they couldn't afford.
Not go for, it's go on. Go on vacation.
Okay, so they decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford
Okay, and what are the final two words?
the expense.
All right, if you have a word that starts with a vowel sound, how does that change the word the?
Sorry, so the expense,
The expense. And in that phrase, what is the most important word?
the expense.
Expense. Expense. And where is the accent on that? And where's the which syllable has the accent in the word expense?
Expense, expense, expense,
Spence. 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 So we'll make that big. Expense.
expense,
Expense.
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 Yeah.
They decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford the expense.
They decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford the expense.
Okay, the expense.
Sorry, the expense.
Uh huh. All right. Now, how many phrases do you think we could divide this sentence into?
So, two,
Okay, what are the two phrases?
they decided not to go on vacation,
All right.
and yeah, next is because they couldn't afford the
The
expense.
the expense.
Sorry, the expense.
All right. And this first phrase, they decided not to go on vacation. Is this a serious sounding phrase or a happy sounding phrase? Which one?
Is happy.
Happy? Okay. So now this is where we get red and blue together because when you finish when you finish the phrase, you want to finish on a low tone, but because you want to sound
Yeah,
happier or friendlier, you're going to also want
yeah.
to add a little bit of high tone. So this is vacation.
Vacation,
Vacation.
vacation,
So you start high and then you go low. Vacation.
vacation,
And
vacation.
how will your phrase start? Will it start high or low?
Is a high.
It would start high because most phrases start high. They decided not to go on vacation, but now you're going to go up with vacay because you want to sound a little bit nicer, a little bit friendlier.
Okay. Okay. So they decided not to go on vacation.
Vacation, not vacation, but vacation. So you're
Vacation.
starting low and going up, but you should be going starting high and going down. You should do the opposite.
So vacation.
You're saying shun, you're going up. Shun should finish low.
Okay. So vacation. Vacation.
K shun. K shun.
Vacation.
Vaca-
Vacation.
They decided not to go on vacation.
They decided not to go vacation. Vacation.
Vacation. Okay. And the final phrase, because they couldn't afford the expense, how will you like to sound? Will you like to sound friendly or serious? Friendly or serious?
Either serious.
Serious. Okay, so if so the first in the first one we had high and low because you wanted to sound a little bit friendlier, but in this one we'll just keep
Yeah.
low. Expense.
Yeah.
Expense.
Expense.
Okay. But we have to start
Expense.
high. We have to start high because most phrases will start high and then move down.
Yes.
So, because they couldn't afford the expense.
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 They decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford the expense.
They decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford the expense.
Okay. Can Pachu, can you make a why they decide not to go on vacation question?
Why, why did they decide not to go on vacation?
Okay. Now, in your question, why did they decide not to go on vacation? What is the most important word in your question?
So the why,
Why?
why, why?
Why? How will you say why plus did plus they?
So why did they?
Why?
Why did they?
Why did they?
Why did they? Why
Why?
did they?
Why did they decide?
Why did they decide?
Why did they decide not to go?
Why did why did they decide not to go?
Why did they decide not to go on vacation?
Why did they decide not to go on vacation?
Okay, what is the answer?
They decide not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford the expense.
They decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford the expense.
They decided not to go on vacation because they couldn't afford the expense.
Okay. All right. One more, and then we're finished for today,
Yes.
or for
Yeah, okay,
for
sir.
this session, for this video, because we'll probably do one tonight. But uh, can you read? Now, have you ever seen this phrase before? To get to the bottom of something.
No.
Okay, this is a very common expression. It just means to find the truth, to find the reason, to find the cause of something.
Yes, makes sense. Yeah.
And it's a very, very common phrase. It's used all the time. To get to the bottom of something means to find the truth,
Yeah.
to find the reason something is happening,
I have to find the root cause.
to find the
Yeah.
cause. That could be another way of saying it, sure. Can you read
Yeah.
the
Yes.
example sentence?
So the manager need to get to the bottom of why sales have been declining.
Okay, does that make sense to you? Do you understand the idea? Can you explain it to me?
Yes. Yes.
What does
Yeah. This means that the manager know what is the reason behind that the sales are declining.
Yeah, they want to find the reason, the truth, the source
Yeah.
of why sales are declining. Okay. Can you read the
Yeah. Maybe.
Go ahead. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe there are reasons for not satisfying the product in market or
hmm
other reasons maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, there could be a lot of reasons.
Yes.
Can,
Yes.
can you read the first four words of the sentence?
So the manager needs to
Okay.
get.
Yeah, just no, just the first four words.
Okay. The manager needs to.
What do you think would be the most important word in that phrase?
Okay. So needs.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right about that. Sometimes this
Yeah.
isn't easy, uh, but I think it's an okay. So how would those
Yeah.
four words sound all together in one phrase?
The manager needs to.
Uh, the manager needs to.
The manager needs to.
Okay, and now let's see. One, two, three, four, five. Can you read the next five words?
So uh, get to the bottom of
Okay. Now this is an expression. What do you think should be the important words in this expression?
the bottom.
Okay, I also think get. I think that we have to also emphasize the word get here. So I agree with you that,
Yeah.
but also get. And what is the accented syllable on bottom? Bottom.
Uh, but
Bottom,
bottom.
bottom, bottom.
Okay, so first, so
First,
first,
say it. Let me hear you say the word.
it's a bottom.
Bottom,
Okay, so
bottom,
bottom,
bottom. Big. Make the vowel sound big. Bottom. Mhm. That's
bottom.
better. Because before you were saying you almost give it equal time. Bottom. That's how you were saying
Yeah,
bottom, but it's not
yes,
bottom.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so bottom. Yeah, okay, I made it. Yeah,
Yeah. So this is get to the bottom.
get to the bottom.
The manager needs to get to the bottom.
The manager needs to get to the bottom.
Okay.
Bottom.
Let's take a look at the next. Let's see, one, two, three, four, five words. What
Yes,
do you think should be the important words in that final part of the phrase?
is a declining. Sales and declining.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. The manager needs to get to the bottom of why sales have been declining. Of why sales have been declining.
Why is also
Why sales? It's hard. It's really hard because it could go many different ways. Let's see. The manager needs to get to the
why?
why sales have been declining. Of why sales have been. I think why.
Why? Yeah,
I think why
we
is
are asking the question.
yeah. That's like the whole point of this idea is the question why, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, yes, the manager is asking his team. Yeah, why
Yeah,
sales is declining?
like the whole reason for the phrase is why. Okay, and then declining. In that word declining, where is the accented
Yeah,
syllable? Which syllable has the accent?
as a
Declining.
decline line.
Line. Klein. Klein. Let's say Klein. Clining. Clining.
Decline,
Clining. Clining.
declining.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Now, so when we say this, we have present perfect here. Sales have been.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
This have in pronunciation. You can't really write this with a noun like sales, but in pronunciation, this sounds like sales have been
Sales of
sales have been.
sales sales bin
And some people
sales bin
some people even pronounce it sales have been sales have been. Mhm.
sales bin.
So that word have just sometimes becomes sales have been.
Yeah. Sales bin
Sales
sales bin.
sales have been sales have been sales have been
Sales bin the
Why sales have been declining?
why sales been declining.
The manager needs to get to the bottom of why sales have been declining.
The manager needs to get to the bottom of why sales been declining.
Okay. Pachu, oh wait, we have to. How many phrases would you divide a sentence into?
So is it two?
Two. What are the two phrases?
Yeah. Okay. The manager needs to get to the bottom of.
Okay. And why sales have been declining.
Yes, and next is why sales been declining.
Okay. Now, if we look at the first phrase, the manager needs to get to the bottom of what. How do you want this to sound? Do you want
Okay.
this to sound serious or nice and friendly and happy?
Is it serious?
Okay. So we'll start with our final important word, which is bottom, and we'll make
Yeah.
sure that all of that sounds low. Bottom of,
Yeah.
bottom of, bottom of.
Bottom of.
Okay, but how should
Bottom of.
how should we start our phrase?
Is a high.
Yeah, because most phrases will start with a high tone. The manager needs to get to the bottom of.
The manager needs to get to the bottom of.
The manager needs to get to the bottom of.
The manager needs to get to the bottom of.
Manager the manager needs to get to the bottom of.
The manager needs to get to the bottom of.
Okay. And how about in your second phrase? Why sales have been declining? How will this sound?
Why?
Okay.
Why sales?
Go ahead.
Okay, so why sales been declining?
Okay. So you want this to be serious? Declining. Declining.
Yes, serious.
What?
Yeah,
So
declining.
why sales have been declining?
Okay, so why sales been declining?
Sales have been.
Declining.
Sales have been. Sales have been declining.
Why sales been the declining?
Okay. So the manager needs to get to the bottom of why sales have been declining.
Okay, the manager needs to get to the bottom of why sales been declining.
Okay. All right. Uh, can you make a what manager need get bottom of question? How would you do that?
What did the manager need to get to the bottom of?
Okay, what verb tense is this? Is this in the present or the past or the future? What time period are we using?
Yeah, is a present.
Okay, so how is it present or present?
Is it present?
Present.
Present.
So how will you make that question in the present?
So, what does the manager need to get to the bottom of?
Okay. Now, what is your most important word, do you think, in that question?
Is a what? Is
What?
what?
Okay. How will you pronounce
Yeah.
is manager what how will you say what plus does plus manager? Oh,
So,
Johan Johan has just joined us.
Hello.
Hello Johan, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear ya.
Okay. Oh, we're almost finished for today. I wish you would have come earlier. Maybe you can join us for the last part. Okay. Uh, so, Pachu, can you say
yes.
does what plus does
What?
plus manager? Can you put those together?
So, okay, sir.
Uh,
So, what does the manager?
Okay. So you have what
Minister.
does the manager? What does the manager?
What does the manager?
What does the manager?
What does the manager?
Okay.
What does the manager?
Do you want to try, Johan? Try.
Okay. What does the manager do?
Okay. What Uh, here, let's Johan, just wait 1 minute, okay? And we'll try a little bit in a second, okay? But maybe we can just finish this with Pachu. Um, what does the manager need to get to the bottom of?
I don't know.
Okay, just Johan, just give me 1 second, okay? I'll be with you in a minute, okay? Pachu, can you make that question?
Okay, sir. So, what does the manager need to get to the bottom of?
What does the manager need to get to the bottom of? Okay, and what is the answer, Pachu?
The manager needs to get to the bottom of why sales been declining.
Okay. All right. That's right. So we're finished with the vocabulary for today, and but we
Yes,
now we
sir.
have a new person joining us. So Johan, where are you from? What is your language?
Well, I'm from Spanish and I'm in Peru.
Where are you?
I'm in Peru right now.
Peru. Peru. Okay.
Yes, that's P-E-R and U.
So you have a German name, Johann, but you speak Spanish.
I'm native Spanish.
What is your
I'm
what is
speaking it
what language do you normally speak?
in Spanish right now.
And what is your original language? What language were you born speaking?
Spanish
Oh,
right now. The native Spanish.
what?
The nothing is Spanish.
Are you from Peru?
Yeah. Good.
Oh,
I'm from Peru.
you're from Peru. And what is your level? What is your level of English?
Well, I don't know what's the devil.
How long have you?
I'm. I'm. Okay, wait a minute. I type English many times
Mhm.
every one. I I learned English for 1 year, but I need to teach using my voice to learn Spanish. So I'm medium with or hard. So I'm level
Oh, and
3, I guess.
problem. Can't hear you very well.
Mm,
Can you speak into the?
Okay, never see.
Okay. Well, here let's. We were just practicing some vocabulary words. Maybe we can continue practicing. And Pasu, you don't have to go away. You can practice. But we're just going to probably
Yes.
practice the same words, but we'll use different examples because it would be interesting to have a,
Yeah.
a, a new person with a different accent and different situations. So
Okay.
I'm going to put in uh, Johan, can you see in the video? Are you watching on YouTube or just in Discord?
I'm just in Discord.
Okay.
Nothing else.
Okay. Well, here I'm going to put a sentence in Discord. Okay. And I'm going to put
Alright.
a special word here. Muffled. Do you know that word, muffled?
Yeah, I know.
You do?
That
What?
means
Go ahead.
is covered up with mouth by covering your mouth or blocking your mouth for this,
Okay.
making it muffled adult.
Okay. So
That's
muffled
great.
muffled is when something is blocking the sound, right? Or making
I know, yeah.
making the sound softer. Okay. Can you read the example sentence
Yeah.
that I have up there? The snow.
The snow on the ground muffs the sound of footsteps.
Uh-huh. All right. Uh no, Johan, when I say the snow, can you hear the
Snow,
snow, the snow? Can you hear the length?
the snow.
Listen to the duration of the vowel sounds. Okay, there are two vowel sounds. O, o. One is very short.
A-O,
One is very short, and one is.
A-O.
That's right. One is very short, and one is very long. Which one is long? The snow.
Well, the snow.
Like that. Okay, it's very important that you understand the duration of the vowel sounds because if you don't make them long enough, sometimes it would be difficult for people to understand you. Okay, can you say that again? Make sure that the is very short and snow is very big. The snow.
The snow.
What about anda, anda, anda? Are those big vowel sounds, little vowel?
On the
Are those big sounds or little sounds?
little sounds,
They
in my
so
opinion.
so we have o So it's the snow on the
The snow on the.
right like that. And if you say it like that, it's very clear. And if you don't say it like that, it's not very clear. Okay. How about the word ground? Ground.
Ground.
Is that a big vowel sound,
Ground.
little or a little vowel sound? Ground.
It's a big
It
one.
is. Okay. So we have the snow on the ground.
The snow on the ground.
Okay, if you say it like that, it's very clear. But you have to start to notice or pay attention that some vowel sounds are very big and some vowel sounds are very small. Okay. Now what about the word muffled? Muffled.
Muffled.
Muffled. Uh-uh.
Muffled.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Are those big sounds?
No, I just need those sounds.
They're little sounds. So we have the snow on the ground muffled.
The snow on the ground muffled.
The snow on the ground muffled the.
The snow on the ground muffled the
That's right. Okay. Now, how about the next word? What is the next word?
sound.
Sounds. Sounds. Is that a big sound or a little sound?
A big sound.
Hmm. So the snow on the ground muffled the sound.
The snow on the ground muffled the sun.
Okay. And what about the final word? Footsteps. Footsteps. Are those big sounds or little sounds?
Small sounds, I guess.
They are small. They are small. Of footsteps. Of footsteps. Can you say it?
Footsteps.
Of footsteps. Of footsteps.
Of footsteps.
Sound of footsteps.
Sound of footsteps.
The snow on the ground muffled the sound of footsteps.
Yeah, I'm going to touch the first sentence.
Try to say, try to say it without touching.
There's now the snow. Excuse me. Okay.
Go
The
ahead.
snow on the ground muffled the sound of footsteps.
Okay. So that's very clear and very understandable if you say it like that. The snow on the ground muffled the sound of footsteps. Try one more time.
The snow on the ground muffled the sound of footsteps.
The sound of footsteps.
Oh. The snow on the ground muffled the sound of footsteps.
Okay. All right. Pachu, can you say that? If you're around, maybe Pachu has gone away. There he is.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. No, sir.
Go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Can you say it? The snow on the ground muffled
Hello.
the sound of footsteps.
The snow. Okay. The snow on the ground muffled the sound of footsteps.
Okay. Johan, can you make a what muffled sound question?
Muffled sound question?
Yeah, how will you say what muffled sound footsteps? Make the question. How will you ask that question?
Well, okay. You muffled the talking person.
Can you make a what question? How will you make what muffled sound question? So I'm not giving you the answer. I'm just giving you the challenge. How will you make a question with what muffled sound footsteps?
Well, you muffled the sound. It just no, I guess.
No, but can you make the question? I want you to make the question.
Okay, what question?
Hmm.
What muffled sound? Oh, there's no.
What muffled the sound of the snow or the footsteps? Which one?
Okay, no. Okay.
Think about it.
What muffled sound?
Of what?
Okay, what muffled sound? I know this answer. It's the footsteps.
That's good.
There's
Try.
no
Go
muffled
ahead.
sound.
Make the question again. Ask the complete question.
Okay. Uh, well, I know you say that.
What?
I,
What?
well, that's all I have.
What muffled? What muffled the sound?
What muffled, what muffled the sound?
Hmm.
Then why did you test was what muffled sound?
Well, yeah, that's what I wrote because I don't want to give you the answer. I want you to produce the answer. I don't want to give you all of the words. I want you to make the word. So that's
Okay.
a complete question
What muffled the sound?
of
What muffled the sound?
of the footsteps
What muffled the sound
of the
of footsteps?
uh-huh. What is that big or small? What is that big or small?
What muffled
Mm,
the sound of the footsteps?
uh-huh. What are the big sounds? What are the big words? What muffled the sound? Which words are big in that? What muffled the sound
What was muffled the sound?
of
What muffled the sound
the?
of the footsteps?
And what is the answer, Pachu? Can you give me the answer? If you're still there.
Mm,
Okay,
Uh huh.
the snow on the ground muffle the sound of footsteps.
Johan, can you hear again? The snow on the ground muffled the sound of footsteps.
the, okay. The snow on the ground muffled the sound of footsteps.
But don't be in a hurry when you make those long words. You have to be careful to give them extra time. So it's not
Oh,
ground, it's
oh,
round. It's a big sound. Round.
okay.
This-
The snow on the ground muffled the sound of
Yes,
footsteps.
you have to be careful when you get to those long sounds and you have to pay attention to them. If you don't, then it would be difficult. Believe it or not, it would be difficult to understand what you're saying. Okay. Uh,
All right.
so that's a very important thing to start thinking about and to start noticing the long sounds and the short sounds. Okay. Here is another.
Uh,
I'm just putting this in Discord, and then I'll also put it up in YouTube for people to see in just a second. But first, I just want to define this. Johan, have you seen this make up for? Have you seen that before? This phrasal verb to make up for something? Have you ever seen that before?
I think so.
What does that mean to you?
I think so. Well, hmm, to to fix their mistake. To
Okay,
fix their mistake.
that could be one way to think about it. Yeah, it means like to make things equal, but it could be to fix a mistake. You're right. Okay. Can you read the
Mhm.
example sentence that I have written here in the chat?
Okay. He brought flowers to make up for forgetting their anniversary.
Okay. Now these first three words. He bought
He
flowers.
brought flowers.
Now that word
He brought
bought.
he bought flowers.
Okay, is it bought or bought? Which one?
Bought.
Bought. It's a big vowel sound. That's very important. Bought.
Well, the buff is a small sound to me. So
Oh,
he bought flowers.
well, it's a small sound, but it should be big. You're saying it in a small way, but it should be a big way. He bought flowers.
He bought flowers.
What about flowers? Is that a big sound or a little sound?
Well, it is a million sound in my opinion.
But actually,
Flowers.
it's actually no, Johan. If I say that word very, very slowly, think about all the sounds in there. Flowers. How many vowel sounds do you hear in there? Flower.
That's a big that's a big word. That's a big word.
It's really big. It's really big. Okay. But that's something to start to notice that some of these vowel sounds are many different sounds. Flowers. Can you say that word? Flowers.
Flowers.
You bought flowers.
Flowers.
hmm You bought flowers. Say the whole phrase.
Okay. He bought flowers.
Okay, is it bought or bought?
He bought flowers.
Bo-
Okay. Go just say it again.
Listen,
He he bought flowers.
okay, listen to me say the word bought very slowly and think about all of the sounds.
Okay.
Okay, bought. How many sounds do you hear in the middle of that word? Bought.
It's a big sound.
It's like three different sounds. Bought.
He he bought flowers.
Okay, but it's not bought. It's bought.
Okay.
Try.
Okay. He bought flowers.
Pachu, can you say it?
He he bought flowers.
He bought flowers. Say it
He bought flowers.
again. Okay. Johan, what are the next two words in our sentence?
Next word.
Hmm.
To make.
Okay. To make. To make. To make.
To make.
So I'm saying two vowel sounds. A. A. Are they big sounds?
A.
Are they big sounds or little sounds?
Well, they're both small sounds.
They're both small. A. That's small. A. To make. A.
To make.
Are they both small?
Well, in your opinion, sure.
Okay. Well,
On
if
or
I
is
say,
it?
how many sounds do you hear in the word make? Make. How many sounds? It's two. A-E. Make. Make. He bought flowers to make.
Bought flowers to make.
Hmm. To make up for.
He bought make up for.
Hmm. Can you say the whole phrase? He bought flowers to make up for.
He bought flowers to make up for.
Aren't you? Can you say that phrase? He bought flowers to make up for.
He bought flowers to make up for.
Okay. Say that again, Johan.
Okay. He bought flowers to make up for.
Forgetting. Forgetting. How many vowel sounds, Johan, do you hear in that word? Forgetting.
Well, there was three bottles.
Okay. And are they
Forgetting.
big? Are they long sounds or short sounds? Forgetting.
Short sound.
All of them?
Short sounds, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say the vowel sounds in that word. E. E. Are there no big sounds? Just little sounds? E.
Ditto sounds.
What about the middle one? Isn't that bigger than the other two? E.
Forgetting.
The middle
I think so.
the middle sound is big. This is an important thing to recognize if you want to improve your pronunciation, is the difference between the big sounds and the little sounds. And in that word, forgetting, there are two little sounds, but that sound in the middle is quite big. E. E. Can you just say the vowel sounds? E.
Oh, eggy.
Okay,
O-E.
forgetting.
Forgetting. O-A-E.
Can you feel that the middle one is bigger? No, I guess
Okay.
because you're not answering, but it is. It is. Say that word.
O-A-E.
Forgetting.
O-A-E.
Oh,
No, with the compound vowels. Forgetting.
forget.
Forgetting.
Forgetting.
Yeah, forgetting.
Sound in the middle is big. He bought flowers to make up for forgetting.
Okay.
Can you say the whole thing?
He bought he bought flowers to make up for forgetting.
Can you say that, Pachu? He bought flowers to make up for forgetting.
He bought flowers to make up for forgetting.
Okay. And Johan, what about the final two words? Their anniversary. Their.
Their anniversary.
Is that a big sound? Their. that a big vowel?
Well, I mean, well, that with the E and the letter I,
Hmm.
they make a big
It
sound.
is a big sound. There,
Am I right?
there. It is big.
They,
There. What about the next word?
they are
Anniversary.
anniversary.
Anniver.
Well, they little sounds.
All of them
The word anniversary
are.
are little sounds.
They're all little. You think they're all little?
I think so, isn't it?
Anniversary. Anniversary.
Anniversary.
There's one big one.
Oh,
Can you identify the big one? Anniversary. Which vowel sound is big?
the letter E.
E. Anniversary. Anniversary.
Anniversary.
Uh-huh.
Anniversary.
Their anniversary.
Anniversary.
Can you say
Anniversary.
their anniversary? Can you say it like that?
Their anniversary.
Forgetting their anniversary.
Forgetting their anniversary.
Okay, is it forgetting or is it forgetting?
Forgetting their anniversary.
Forgetting their anniversary. Pachu, can you say
Okay.
forgetting their anniversary?
Forgetting.
Forgetting.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Pachu, go ahead.
Forgetting. Okay, sir. So forgetting their anniversary.
hmm He bought flowers to make up for forgetting their anniversary.
He bought flowers to make up for forgetting their anniversary.
Johan, can you say
Okay.
the entire sentence?
Okay. He bought flowers to make up for forgetting the anniversary.
Yeah, so it's very important to pay attention to which vowel sounds have a long duration. If you can do that, that will make your English much more understandable to people. Uh, Johan, can you make a why he buy flowers question?
Okay. Okay. You bought
Can
flowers.
you make a why question? Why? Why?
Why?
Uh-huh. Why he buy flowers? How you make that question?
Okay, okay. There was really sound of construction. Okay.
First think about the construction, and if there's a problem with the sound, if there's a problem with the pronunciation,
Okay.
we'll fix it. But first, how will you make the question? Why he buy flowers?
Why did he buy flowers?
Uh-huh. Okay, and what are the I think the important words in here are why buy flowers, right? Why buy flowers. So let's make those sound very big. Why did he buy flowers?
Why did he buy
Mhm.
flowers? Okay, let's see
Why?
again.
Yeah, but
Why
go ahead.
why did he buy flowers?
Okay, but did and he become very small in a question. Why did he? Why did he?
Why did he?
Did he? Did he? It's like one word. Did he? Did he? Why did he?
Why did he?
Why did he buy?
Why did he?
Why?
Why did he buy flowers?
Why did he buy flowers?
Why did he buy flowers?
Pachu, can you make the question?
Why did he buy flowers?
Why did he buy? It's like music. Why did he buy flowers?
Why did he buy flowers?
What is the answer, Johan?
Well, to make up for forgetting the anniversary.
To make up for forgetting their anniversary.
To make up for forgetting the anniversary.
Uh, uh, all right, let's take a look. Let's do one more, and then I have to finish for today. But let's try one more. Let's try the word afford. So, have you seen that word before, Johan? Do you know that word? Afford.
Afford?
Afford. Have you seen that word before? Do you know that word?
The number 4?
Afford. I just put
Oh,
an example sentence in the.
afford. Uh, I think so.
What does it mean?
Afford means that he can buy something
Yeah,
good.
he has the money to pay for it. He has the money.
Afford to buy a house
Hmm.
or even a taxi
Yeah, it could be
to
that.
make.
I can't afford a taxi. It's too expensive. I think.
I see. I see.
Yeah. So that's right. Can you read the example sentence that we have up here? What does it say?
Okay, okay, okay.
Can you read it? What does it?
I can afford to buy a new car
Oh,
right now.
now if I say those two words, I can't. I can't.
I can't.
What do you think about
I can't.
how does that vowel sound? In can. Is that big or small? I can't.
The letter can't is a big sound,
It's a big.
isn't it?
It is. It's right. You're right. I can't. Can you say that?
I can't.
Pachu,
I
can
can't.
Pachu, can you say that? I can't.
I can't.
I can't. Okay, Johan, what about the next word? Afford. There are two vowel sounds in there.
Okay.
Are they big or small?
The first vowel is small, but the second one is big.
Okay.
Afford.
Afford. Oh, you're right. You're right. So we're building a song. We're making a song. I can't afford.
Where's your picture?
What?
Okay, let's say again. Uh,
We're making a song. I can't afford. Pachu, can you say
okay.
that? I can't.
I
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't afford.
Pachu, can you say that? I can't afford.
I can't afford.
Okay. Johan, can you say the next three words?
To buy a
Okay. Tabaya. Tabaya. Tabaya.
to buy a
Okay. So
to buy a.
we have three different vowel sounds. Are they big or small? Tabaya.
The first and that was a small. What about is big in my opinion,
Which one is
isn't it?
which one?
The big is a big sound.
Buy. Buy is big. Buy is big. And two and up
Yes.
are small. Tabaya. Can you say that? Tabaya.
To buy a.
Okay. So we have I can't afford to buy a.
I can't afford to buy a.
Hmm. Can you say that, Pachu? I can't afford to buy a.
I can't afford to buy a.
Hmm. Johan, what are the next two words?
New car.
Okay. Now, it's true that car is big, but in this sentence, it really isn't. New is big and car is small. So the way you say it is new car, new car,
New car.
new car.
New car.
New is big and
New.
not, or car is not.
So that's opposite.
It's what?
So that's opposite. Opposite.
It
Opposite.
opposite? Well, it's just that usually if you have an adjective, you make the adjective big, and the noun is not so big. So that's why. If you say the word car alone, it's big. But in a phrase, when it has an adjective in front of it, it's not. New car. New car.
New car.
New
New car.
make new very big. New car.
New car.
New
New car.
uh I can't afford to buy a new car.
I can aff- I can't afford to buy a new car.
Make can't big. I can't afford to buy a new car.
I I can't afford to buy a new car.
See, if you say it like that, it's very, very clear. Can you say that, Pachu? I can't afford to buy a new car.
I can't afford to buy a new car.
Okay. And Johan, what are the final two?
Right now.
Right now. Right now. Can you say that again?
Right now.
Okay.
Right now.
That word, that R sound, it would sound better if you move your tongue up a little bit. Because right now it sounds like a W. Right now. But if you move your tongue like this, right now, you let the air you let here's your tongue, you let the air go like that. Then it would sound better. You try to push out more air and make the air go like this over your tongue.
Okay. Right now.
You
Right now.
got to make sure that the air is hitting the tongue and going like that. Right now.
Right now.
Right. Actually, what if you try to push the air down? Right. What if you try to eat the air? Right. Make your tongue like this and try to push the air down. Right.
Right.
Right. You have to feel white. Right. If you're doing it right, you'll feel if you cover your ears, you'll feel your whole head is vibrating. Right. Because you're pushing the air down into your throat. Right. Can you try that?
Right.
Oh, that's better.
Right.
Push the air down more.
Right.
Right. You have to feel your throat vibrating. Right.
Right.
That's better. It's getting
Right.
it would take some practice, but that's what you have to do. You have to push the air down more. Right.
Right.
That's better. That's better. Okay. Now in that phrase, right now, I think we have one big sound, one little sound. Which vowel sound is big and which vowel sound is small?
Well, the letter right in
Hmm.
the first written now is small. It's the
Okay, so that's
small sound.
you have right now,
Right now.
right, but try to swallow the air more. Right now, you got to make your throat vibrate. Right now,
Right now.
that was better. That was better. That's that you're getting closer to the right sound. Okay, I can't afford to buy a new car right now.
I can't afford to buy a new car right now.
I can't afford
Okay, no, fix
a new car right now.
I can't afford to buy a new car right now.
Pachu, can you make that? Can you say the entire sentence?
I can't afford to buy a new car right now.
Okay. Oh, Johan, can you make a why I can't afford question? How would you make that question? Why can't I afford?
Why I can't afford?
Mhm. But so you have to use the question form. You have to make the question form. Why I can't? That is a sentence. How do you? Why?
Why can't
Hmm,
afford?
why can't I?
Wait, no. Why can't I afford?
Why can't I afford a new car?
Why what can okay, no fix. Why can't I afford a new car?
Hmm. Why can't I afford a new car? Pachu, can you make that question?
Why can't I afford to new car?
Afford a new car. Afforda. Why can't I afforda? Why can't I afford a new car?
Why can't I afford a new car?
Okay. Here's the answer. This is you can say This is how you say I don't have any money. You can say I'm broke. That's the way that means I have no money. I'm poor. I'm
Yes,
broke. I
broke.
can't afford a new car because I'm broke. Can you say that?
Or maybe this way.
What?
Or maybe this way. Because I feel how I have a few money.
I have I have little money. I have little money. I have little money, you can say. You can't use a few because a few means two or three. And money is not something you can count. You cannot say one money, two money, three money. So you can't use that phrase of few with money. Do you understand? It's
Okay.
not possible to say one
Okay.
money, two money, three money. So you can say, I have little
I
money.
know I don't have enough enough money.
Enough money is an F sound. Enough money.
I don't have enough money.
I don't have enough money.
I don't have enough money.
I can't buy a new car because I don't have enough money.
Can't afford a boy car because I don't have enough money.
Okay, Pachu, can you say that? I can't afford a new car because I'm broke.
I can't afford to buy a new car because I am broke.
Let's use afford. That's our special word of today. Is afford. So let's use that.
Yeah. I yes.
Can you say that? I can't afford a car because I'm broke.
I can't afford to buy a new car because I'm broke.
But instead of saying to buy, use afford. That's really our special word. So let's practice it. I can't afford
I can't afford
a new
to buy
car
a new car.
because I'm broke.
I'm broke.
Yeah, that means I don't have any money. I'm poor. Okay, well, I think we have to finish here for today. I'm glad that you came and practiced with us today, Johan. I hope that you come and practice with us some more. Okay, and thank
Uh,
Okay, sir.
you for your questions.
Thank
And
you.
I'll see you next time. I'll probably be back in about 9 hours to read some more English. Okay.
well,
Okay, thank
I
you,
get
sir.
to, but this is the only time I had to learn right now.
What did you say?
This is the only time. This is the only time I had to talk with you guys in this server.
Okay.
I can only teach one
Well.
every weekend,
Mhm.
weekday. I do every Monday. You can't do it. I can try right now.
Well,
Okay.
sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes in the morning, sometimes we're all. You can join us when you have the time. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.